We've got Pokemon games, Pokemon 3DSs, Wii Sports Resort, and a mess of PlayStation and Xbox games, and more here at Press Start. We're going to jump right in. So jumping right in, we have some nice additions to the handheld categories for Nintendo. We don't get a lot of complete in box DS games, but we have some good ones this week. We've got a Dragon Quest 7. We've had 8 a few times, but the first time we've had 7. Dragon Quest games are all pretty popular. We also have a complete in box copy of Super Mario 64 for the DS. And then, of course, some Pokemon games, ones that we're always trying to get. We have Black version 1 and Heart Gold for the DS. These are some of the more valuable ones we see. We do authenticate everything in store, so we have a guarantee that you're not going to get a reproduction. For Wii, we have some common but very popular titles. We have a Wii Sports Resort and just the standard Wii Sports. So we see these all the time, but they also sell out really quickly. Pretty often people are looking for them and we don't have them. So be sure to come check us out if you want to grab a copy for yourself. And then lastly, for GameCube, we have a childhood favorite of mine that was like, didn't really know what I was doing. My brothers and I would play together, split screen, but it was a lot of fun. We have Phantasy Star Online. You could play it offline. I think they made a plus version that took a lot of the online exclusive content part of the game and squished it into where you could play offline as well. And then lastly for Nintendo, not so much games, but some accessories and kind of some weird inclusions. We have this Game Boy Advance video where you could watch movies or TV shows on the Game Boy. We have Shrek the movie. You can watch it in all of its glory at like 20 frames per second. But it sells for like $50. So I guess this is my swamp.
What are you doing in my swamp?
We also have some accessories that people ask about a lot. We have action replays. So we have one just for the original DS. And for the DSi, I think there was a later one that was DSi updates that also lets you use it for the 3DS, so this isn't that one. And then the one for the DS came with this disc, which was strange because it looks like a GameCube disc, but it's a DS, not a Game Boy Advance, so I didn't think it had anything to do with the Game Boy player. We looked into it, and it's a data disc that you put into your computer while you have an adapter that plugs the action replay into your computer, and then it gives you even more cheat codes and stuff. So those are pretty cool. Those are going to go up on the website as well. We're probably going to cross-list them. Anything that's kind of more obscure like that, we typically also put up on our eBay store just to help it move because it's going to take a while to sell. Before we hop into the next category of games, I want to go over some new things going on here at Press Start. Since the video tour, we've made some changes to some displays. We've added some new categories. One of the things we've changed is the whole like Nintendo older cartridge section. We've kind of changed the shelves. We got some shorter shelves so we can stack them closer together with better visibility. We just love how that whole wall works. Right next to it, you might have noticed that we also have a 50-cent game section. So what this is over time as we've had trade-ins, any of our games that are under $10, like we've talked about many times, we just put a red or yellow sticker on them to delineate the different prices. This just lets us get the shovelware and the lower titles in and out quickly, lets people get some good games at a great price, and also lets us just not put them in a landfill. Moving on, we're going to hop right into PlayStation. You're going to notice a lot of our custom cases where we took some loose discs. We process them that way. It takes like almost twice as long as just a normal game where we just have to put it in the system because we have to enter in the title and we got to, kind of test them a little more thoroughly because they were loose. We think it's worth all the effort because it takes a stack of loose games like this. Pretty hard. You can see the one on the front, but you're going to have to take everything off the ring. And they're going to get scratched if customers handling them. And it's going to turn them into a stack like this, where you see everything has the title on the side, it has what system it goes to, and we have a nice fun design that we're really proud of and we love doing. So we think it's worth all the extra work. But some highlights for the PlayStation systems. For starting off with PS2, we're going to have NBA Street Volume 2. The Street games, no matter what system they're on or what sport they are, always do really well for us. They're some of the more popular sports games, just a nice take where it's not just the same rinse and repeat with just a new Madden or a new whatever every year. So those are always highly sought after. For PlayStation 3, we have a cool one, Eye of Judgment. This is one of those things that It's like only cool if people still do it. But what it is it's supposed to come with a card game, and it uses the PlayStation 3 eye camera. And you have this mat, and when you put the cards down, it like sees them with the camera and it projects it into the game. So you play a card game like tabletop, but then it's also in the game, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh, where like they play the cards and it would like make them holograms. So yeah.
My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba.
And lastly, for PlayStation 4, we have a newer title that's been pretty popular. It is Stray. More of a dog person myself, but I know a lot of people have these fantasies of being a cat and running around and knocking things off of tables. So pick up Stray and you can do that. Speaking of cool things you might not have known about for PlayStation, did you know that you can get wireless controllers for the PlayStation 2? And I don't mean like the old third-party ones. I mean modern, made right now, newly manufactured, and in a modern form factor. So these are pretty awesome. They're the Retro Fighter controller for PlayStation 2. They also work for PlayStation 3, Switch, and PC. So for PS2, you get this dongle here that just plugs right in, plugs into a controller port. It's pretty plug and play. You just plug it in, you select the mode on the controller. And then for PC or PlayStation 3, you get this little thumbstick that you can plug in. So it's the standard 2.4 gigahertz wavelength, very little latency. I play Smash Brothers, so I'm usually pretty sensitive to any kind of latency in games. If it's something I know what it felt like originally, I don't like any penalty on that to it feel different. So they really feel great, and they just just hold it up. Comes with this modern form factor. To me, kind of really resembles a Switch Pro controller. So we're really happy to carry these. We've had them for a little while, but just want to, remind you guys of their availability. You can find them on the website at pstg.store, or you can come in and get them. We have them on display. They come in black, kind of the original PlayStation gray, like a PlayStation 1 color, and a transparent blue and green. We're going to finish up our games going over Xbox. For the 360, we have a Naruto title. There's a lot of them, but there's a few that end up standing out and being worth something. This one is Broken Bond. So this covers the kind of first arc in the original, the conclusion of the first arc when Sasuke runs away. That was always my favorite part of Naruto, was just that whole conflict and everything. But it seems pretty cool. And then also for 360, we didn't get much for original Xbox or Xbox One. We have some Guitar Hero titles. Guitar Hero is kind of weird because there's a lot of them, so they end up not being very valuable except for the ones that are really good. We've also seen a huge resurgence in Guitar Hero recently, both in the games and in the guitars. So we have Smash Hits in the box and Warriors of Rock. We also have the specific guitar, the Explorer guitar. We have a few of them for that game as well. And those are both around $30. But yeah, so the great thing about the Xbox 360 guitars is that even the wireless ones don't require receivers, because they just kind of piggyback off of the same wireless connectivity that the controllers use. Whereas we see for the Rock Band ones for Wii and for almost all the PlayStation 3 ones, they need a little dongle, and kids lose things. So they're all gone. But those are some great ones if you want to get started on your Guitar Hero journey. We don't typically cover the consoles that come in with trade-ins, but we had a fair amount of special edition and some unique ones come in. So for PlayStation 4, we have a gold PS4 Slim. It's pretty cool. And a Batman Arkham Knight's original PS4. We have a lot of Batman fans, so that's a pretty cool piece. We also have another complete in box console. One of the older runs, we have the original PlayStation 1. This was the DualShock version that came up with the DualShock controller. For Nintendo, we have some nice handhelds. We have a pair of new 3DS XLs. We also have a Pokemon XY version of the standard 3DS XL, as well as a Switch Lite, an OLED, and a Zelda Game & Watch. So just a nice ad for some handhelds and some unique console pickups this week. And to wrap up the restock part of the update today, we just have our Amiibos and a few special edition controllers. Not a massive restock of Amiibos like we've been getting, but we have a couple of the Zelda ones. We also have some new in-box ones. We have Chibi Robo, came out with the 3DS with the game Ziplash, and the game is included. That hasn't been opened. We also have the Guardian from Zelda Breath of the Wild. That's also in box. Personal gripe, the box is massive. Now I gotta put it on a shelf.
Be thick, boy!
We also have Black Ops 3 version controller for the PlayStation 4, and just a nice special edition blue color for the PlayStation 2. Well, that's going to just about do it for us for today. Thanks for stopping in for another weekly update. Hope you guys like the new stuff going on in the store, the new stuff hitting the shelves. Be sure to check in next week. We're going to have some great stuff for you.